this is Jenny from Just Being Me, and you're listening to the Learning to Love Yourself podcast, the show that inspires you to put yourself first.
Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness. Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness.
Welcome back to the Learning to Love Yourself podcast. And today I'm with the very lovely Sarah Fok Seang. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi Jenny. Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Good. Oh, I'm pleased to hear that. For those that some people will be seeing this on video and some people will be listening to this, that Sarah has on the wall behind her a tree of life. And when she first opened up, it was like she'd got a tiara on. She's really stylish. It's
Like a halo.
Yes, exactly. So, Sarah, you know, the podcast is all about self-care and moments in life where you realised that you needed to put yourself first because you hadn't been. Was there a specific moment in your life where you suddenly went, oh, I need to change this?
There was actually. Can I go around a bit of a backstory?
You can indeed.
So when I was 17, I had my first son. I've got 3 children. And not long after that, I kind of got a little bit ill. I say a little bit ill. I got tired a lot of fatigue, really drained, a lot of body pain. And it took ages backwards and forwards to the doctors trying to find out what was wrong. And eventually they diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. Now, I know that term has been passed around quite a lot, hasn't it, really? And so over the years, I kept going back to the doctors. What's wrong with me? Why am I so ill? Can we find a reason for this? And it was difficult when you have 3 children, a family, you're trying to kind of like work in between as well.
How did you get diagnosed?
It took me about 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. But I think a lot of the symptoms I felt like I had previously as well, like when I was younger, I kind of felt like, not younger, a teenager, I'd say, like the feeling around your legs and the tiredness, we wanted to sleep in the afternoon, that kind of thing. So I think probably having my first child kind of possibly triggered, underlying issues and stuff. But looking back at it now, I realised that, the doctors just give you prescription meds to kind of settle each symptom rather than trying to find the cause for it. So over the years, that's why I kind of gone down the holistic route, trying to find natural ways, taking out certain foods, finding rest a lot easier. So it just got to the point where I'd had enough, really. The doctors weren't helping, constantly looking after the children, doing things for family and friends, because I feel like they always come to me asking for advice and support and stuff, which I don't like turning them away. And I'm quite good at, online stuff, emails and offering advice. I'm a good listener. So it got to the point where I wasn't putting myself first. I was always drained. I was always tired. I've been trying to set businesses up, and because I got tired, they just didn't work too much. They would kind of fail. And I don't know at what point it was, but slowly but surely I started meditating more, drinking more water, clean water, fruit teas, mint teas. I've lived on mint teas for a long time. Cut out teas and coffees. And it just got to the point where, I was fed up with being exhausted and tired all the time. And I was learning to say no. Even when it comes to the housework, it didn't bother me. At some point, I just felt like I can't do it. And I started to be kind to myself. It's okay. It's still going to be there tomorrow. I paid a friend to come and do some cleaning. And I just realised that I need to start taking care of myself now. And by telling people, no, I can't do it. And there was a lot of people in my life that I felt like were energy vampires as well, where they would kind of like drain me. We would be on the phone. We could talk for like 20 minutes, half an hour. They would ask how I am. I'd tell them for like 5 minutes, and the rest of it would be about them and their story. Now, I know I said I like listening and offering advice, which is obviously why they always come to me. But it got to the point where I just thought, no, you're sucking so much of my energy that I need, and I can't do that no more. So I kind of got to the point where I would shorten the conversation and, say, love you loads, got to go, speak to you soon. And I'd be all right with that. I didn't feel guilty about it.
Well done.
Yeah. It took a lot because I don't like turning people away or saying no. But if I'm not looking after myself, I know I can't look after other people.
Can I ask you that? Did you find, because I'm talking a lot about boundaries at the moment within my world of my groups, etc. Did you find it was difficult to start with, but the more you practiced it, the easier it became?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
The easier it became, the better you felt?
Yes, because at first I'd say, no, I can't do it. Then sometimes I would say, oh, actually, yeah, it's all right. You can come round, or let's do that. Or yeah, I'll help you with that email or that letter to so-and-so. And I felt like it was so guilt-ridden. And that was the big thing with me. I always feel like I need to help somebody. And if I don't, I'm a failure. I've let them down. I'm a horrible person. There's no one else that can help do it. But there's always people around that can help do these kind of things. I shouldn't always put that pressure on myself.
But there's also that thing, isn't there, that when you do things for other people, they don't learn and grow.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's more about when people come, you supporting them to do it. So
It's taking away their
responsibility.
Yeah, it's taking away their responsibility, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
my husband used to say that to me all the time about the kids. Like, I used to kind of take over and do things like cooking dinner. But I kind of got to the point where, no, you're right. They do need to learn. And it's not just the kids. It is friends and family and other people. Yeah, for sure.
But it's amazing watching somebody that comes to you, because I learned this lesson myself a few years ago, that people would be coming to me all the time and I would be doing these things for them. And then the moment where I decided, no, I'm going to show you how to do it, like I would do with my children.
Yeah.
And they're then independent and they have a new skill, and watching them learn and grow. It's an amazing feeling, and seeing that. And I think it's all too easy to be a rescuer.
Yeah.
Rather than a creator.
Yes.
And we need to be much more creative rather than do the rescuing. Because the rescuing is very draining, as you said.
It is draining. It takes a lot out of you, doesn't it?
And it does nothing for the other person.
It doesn't. I mean, when you do teach them, they've got them skills for life then, haven't they? They've got them and they can go away and do things for themselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what sort of things do you do to look after you? What were the things that you said about putting boundaries? Because that's a massive self-care piece.
Yeah, it is big.
Is there anything else that you do to...
Oh, I love to meditate. I do enjoy meditating. So I take myself off into my bedroom early before everyone else goes to bed, so I can come out and enjoy the evening a little bit more. Because what I used to do when I meditated is go to bed, meditate, and then fall asleep.
Yeah.
And I realized that that's not truly meditating. You need to kind of be aware. There's an awareness in meditation that you need to be aware of. So I kind of like to do that. But I love meditating. So I do that in the morning and in the evening now. I do love yoga. I don't do that as much as I should, as well as walking as well. I love walking, but I don't do that as much as I should. So mainly it's the meditation. I do go and walk the dog, and I like to go on my own because of it's just the clear air, clear your mind. We've got to talk to anybody. The dog doesn't talk back either.
You hope.
And living out where I live in Surrey as well is quite nice, because it's all just like fields and country roads, which is nice too.
It's a lovely thing, isn't it, to go off on a walk by yourself.
Yeah.
And just be with yourself and your thoughts, because when you get to the part of your journey where you realize that actually you can listen to your thoughts and your feelings, you can listen to yourself and go, oh, that's interesting. Wow, why am I feeling like that? What do I need to do about that? Oh, I'm noticing. Oh, okay, I'm relaxing down now. You notice so much more about yourself, don't you?
Yeah, most definitely. And then when I get home, I like to journal. So in the evening, I've got about 3 different books that I journal. I've got like a rage page that I don't usually use anymore because I don't feel angry or anything. And I usually use that just to offload when I'm feeling really, really stressed out. And I just write and scribble and draw. But I've got another one that I tend to just offload normal stuff. It's like a to-do list, but then it kind of like spirals from there. And then my other one is a business one. So I can try and keep that separate. So if I need to revert back to it, I can. So I've got like a business journal, a normal daytime journal that I can just do my to-dos and what did I say that maybe I can change next time, or, something like that. I never want to rage one. But again, I haven't touched that for a long time, which is good.
And that's really interesting, because we do need all of our emotions. We were, created with all of our emotions for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like you, where anger used to be a big part of my life.
Yeah.
Because I felt so out of control of my life, but that was because I was giving the control of my life to other people.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm in control of my life. I'm in control of who I am and the way that I want to be. I don't feel the anger in the same way. I think more the anger comes when I see other people being mistreated or other animals, or, it's more, the anger's more in that direction now, because if I feel anger or frustration rising in me, I can immediately go, well, what's that about? Do I need to be listening to that? No, I don't need to be listening to that. I'm moving on.
I completely get that. But something happened to a family member not so long ago, and it made me really angry. And I was in my room and I allowed myself to be angry that night. And I was talking to myself saying, it's okay. First of all, I was saying, this is silly. And I was like, actually, no, this is what I need to do. This is what I teach other people to do. Sit there with the emotions. And I got angry. I'm like, it's okay to be angry. They was mistreated. I'm angry at this person and that person. Even though them people were irrelevant to that situation, my mind was like, I'm angry to this person and that person. And I said, it's okay, because, let this come up. And I cried and I sobbed and I rocked myself backwards and forwards. And I was all right. I gave myself some water, and then I listened to some quiet music when I went to sleep. And I woke up in the morning and I felt relieved. Like, usually when I suppress anger or any emotions, you tend to feel quite heavy still,
Absolutely.
I felt good about that.
And it's, as I said, we need this. We need these emotions, and therefore, just pretending you haven't got them isn't going to do you any good at all. It's about releasing the energy, because we are made of energy. So therefore, we need to release that energy, don't we?
Absolutely.
Or any negative emotion can come along. It can come for a visit, just as long as it doesn't move in, is the way that I always look about it.
So you can come in temporarily, but you're being evicted.
And then, enough now, we need to move away, because otherwise you're starting to move in.
Yeah, but it's important to acknowledge it, like you're saying.
Absolutely.
So you have to acknowledge it. A lot of people say, like a lot of men, they're kind of being grown up and told to, don't be silly, don't be such a wuss, big boys don't cry, that kind of thing. But no, that's not how it works now. That's why it could be why there's a lot of violence in the world, a lot of like male depression and suicide and stuff, because they're always told to suppress it and, pull your socks up and that. And there's not enough resources out there, or people telling these guys, men and women, obviously, and children, that it's okay to feel these emotions and how to do it. Because a lot of people don't know how to do it, and they just go crazy. They just let it out and let rip and do stupid things. So it's really important that they find somebody to help them manage it properly. But they do need to do that.
It's also that thing that, don't get upset. Actually, if you're feeling that emotion, crying is an amazing release of energy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's okay to let those emotions out, isn't it?
Yeah, my granddaughter fell over the other day and she was crying. She bashed her head, and it was a bit of a whack as well. And I was like, are you okay? And she was like sobbing a little heart out. I was like, it's okay, you're all right. I said, just let it out. And she goes, Mummy, I just need to cry a little bit more. I was like, you go for it. That's okay. Cry as long as you need. My little heart. I was like, you know what to do. That's so cute.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? Actually kids kind of know instinctively what to do, and then we persuade them out of it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, don't cry. It'll be fine. Don't cry. We persuade them out of it.
Yeah.
There's a difference, isn't there, between a crying because actually you need to cry, and a crying because you're crying because you worked out you can get attention. There's a difference in the two.
Definitely, yeah.
And you learn to read those emotions, and you encourage the ones where it needs to be an energy release, and you don't pay attention to the other ones. But it is about, we all need to be far more aware about how we feel, what the energies are around what we feel.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's what I try and teach in my lessons. So I run 2 sets of lessons, which is Calm Kids for children between 7 and 11, and then teenagers between 11 and 17. And we do arts and crafts with games to kind of burn some energy off, get a little bit creative, to sit down, start talking about certain topics like resilience, gratitude, self-love, compassion. We do little exercises on those. And then I teach them how to manage their emotions, recognize them with guided meditation, certain breathing techniques. And it's wonderful for them. It's so nice when they come back, or their parents come back and they say, I saw my son sitting on stage doing his finger techniques or the breathing. And some of the kids say that they do it when they go to bed. It's just amazing. It's lovely.
That's led very nicely into to what you do. What you do. So you have a website and a social media section, and your social media and website are going to have these tips on.
They do. I've literally just rebranded that. So the website is currently being rebuilt, but it should be done by next week. She sent me a message, go, one more day working on it. I was like, that's fine. So that should be up and ready next week. And I've got Instagram and Facebook. And again, I'm still building on those as well.
Okay, so because you've been basically in person, haven't you? But you're now trying to put stuff online to be able to spread out.
Yeah.
Perfect. So by the time that this goes out, because we're obviously recording this is you should be up and running, and we will have put all of the bits and pieces below for people to be able to find you to get some tips and tricks as how to work with younger people.
That's right. Yes.
Younger people.
Yes.
And support them with their mental health as well, because it's definitely there for younger people as well, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
So if you go back to your own self-care, what would be the one thing that you would want to tell your younger self?
I think it would be, don't listen to everybody about what to do and how to do it. Make sure you listen to your own instincts. Because there's a lot of times where I felt like I didn't want to go places, I didn't want to do something, and I'd rather have kind of sat out, but I was forced to do it because it's, do as I say, do as you're told kind of thing. Obviously it's difficult when you're a child because you don't have that authority to do it, but I never spoke up. I never spoke up and said that I didn't want to do it. So that's a teenager as well. So as a teenager, you've got a voice, use it. That's what I would say to my younger self, just to be more confident. And again, in my classes, that's what I try and teach with the teenagers, to be more confident, use your voice. But more importantly is listen to your own feelings, listen to your gut feelings, your intuition, and go by it. Trust it, listen to it.
And it's another one of those things, isn't it, in the fact that actually we are all born with the instinct.
Absolutely, we are. Yeah.
And what we do is we society, we train it out of people.
That's right. We're born into this world with pure love, nothing but love and joy, because all the laughing and giggling, obviously we're crying due to probably colic or sore nappy or something. But outside of that, we're innocent little babies. And then we do get, influenced by outside sources, parents, siblings, aunts and uncles, and then schools, then the TV, news, music. So all of that is an influence as well. And again, these are also things that I bring up in my courses as well, because it's just so important. They need to understand that. A lot of parents don't know that. They don't believe that watching TV, certain films, listening to certain music influences a child that much to do what they want to do, to make them feel depressed even, or, lonely. There's just so much about that needs to change.
Media in itself is very influential. That's why people put adverts.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very influential.
For sure.
Even for myself on my own self-care journey, I stopped watching anything negative.
I don't watch the news anymore either. I can't remember the last time I watched it.
No, and I don't watch films with lots of violence in. It's just not part of my world anymore. I don't need it. And I don't recognize other people feel differently and can put it in a different perspective. But for me, it was having an effect on my mental health.
Yeah, it does. It does. When my husband wants to watch something like that, sometimes I just sit with my earpods in on my phone. So we're spending time together, kind of, but we're still, he's still watching what he wants to watch, because I'm not going to, knock him for watching what he enjoys watching. But yeah, and also music in our house as well. I've had to tell my kids to turn certain music off, don't listen to it. Actually, do you know what? Listen very carefully to them lyrics. And that's something that you really want to listen to every day. So yeah, there's certain things that my son doesn't listen to anymore, and my daughter listens to some of the music that I listen to as well.
It's a really interesting thing. I asked in a post a little while ago on social media, what song do you play to feel happy?
Okay.
What song makes you feel happy? And it's really interesting because I had a wonderful time going through everybody's songs, listening to the songs, looking at the lyrics. And a lot of the lyrics, I kind of thought, oh, I wonder if you actually know what the lyrics are saying.
It's true.
Because I don't think we often do, especially when, a lot of the songs these days, the words are not particularly enunciated clearly. So
Okay.
I know there were some songs that I went, oh, I thought it said such and such and such and such,
And you're singing along with it. That's different, isn't it? Yeah, that's hilarious.
So, sometimes I think we just like the song and we know the chorus, but we don't see what the song's about.
That's right. We're just
But actually,
the rest of it.
It's subliminally getting in there, isn't it? So it's, I love, the Minions, happy, because it always makes me happy.
Yeah.
But it's designed to do that. That's the point.
Yeah, definitely. But then
Right.
if you actually watch it, it's all about shooting and kidnapping and stuff. But, as kids, when kids watch it, they don't really understand the concept behind it, the meaning behind it, do they? So,
and it's amazing how many animated films these days, because they're animated, you think they're children, but actually they're really aimed at adults. Because if you listen to some of the things that make us laugh, they're not meant for children.
it's true.
They're just not meant for children. And you think, this is a children's film, but you recognise that wouldn't mean anything to a child.
That's right.
It wouldn't mean anything. So, I as continued professional development, went to see Inside Out 2 in the cinema the other day.
Okay.
Because that's all about your mind. It's very based on NLP, which is what I use in my sessions. And it was amazing looking at it and just sort of dropping in and out of looking at it from my brain, understanding NLP, and then just looking at it and thinking, yeah, but if you're just watching this as a film, you just see this really nice thing that's going on.
Okay. I'm still yet to see that.
Yeah, you need to go see it. Obviously it starts with number 1, just Inside Out, and that's really good. But Inside Out 2 is about the teenage change in the brain.
Okay.
So they're really interesting to go and watch and think
Next on
about
the
it.
list then.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been so lovely talking to you today, Sarah. Thank you
for
very much
having
for coming
me.
on. And come back and see us again soon and let us know how it's all going when having got into the online world, because that would be really interesting to find out.
I will do. Yeah, definitely will.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thanks again. Take care.
Are you feeling stuck? Do you want to be able to create a better conversation with yourself, but just don't know where to start? I offer a free 20-minute session to see where you want to be and how to get you there. Just click on the link below. Remember, it's free. Book your space. It could change your life. Thanks for listening today. If you'd like to know more, you can find all the links down below. Oh, and don't forget to press subscribe so you can catch the next one. See you soon.